Genius Kids. Cultivating love for learning.
Chapter 4. Separating things out. Knowledge acquisition. All materials are made up of atoms. A molecule consists of two or more atoms, either of the same or of different types bound together. An element consists of only one kind of atom, for example iron. A compound consists of atoms of two or more elements bound together, for example common salt. A mixture consists of different elements or compounds that are physically mixed with each other, for example sugar and sand. Components of the mixture are the objects which need to be separated. Discussion. Jack: oh, mixture, yes. Even I want to know how to separate it out. Susie: why? Jack: yesterday, I found a sand mixture containing lot of iron nails. I was confused how to separate them. Susie: for that I think we must go through the chapter. Mixture. Definition. A mixture consists of different elements or compounds which are physically mixed with each other. There are basically two types of mixtures. Types of mixture. A. Homogeneous mixture. It is a mixture in which the components of a mixture cannot be seen. B. Heterogeneous mixture. It is a mixture in which the components of the mixture can easily be seen. Example of homogeneous mixture includes mixture of salt and water, and that of heterogeneous includes mixture of sand and water. Why do we need to separate constituents of a mixture? Different components of a mixture are separated to obtain the desired purified component by removal of undesirable substance. Let us study some of the main techniques to separate components of different mixtures. 1. Separation of solids from solids. Solids are separated from the mixture of solids on the basis of shape, size, color, weight, density, solubility, and magnetic property, etc. Methods used for separation. 1. Threshing. The process of separating wheat grains from stalks after crop harvesting. Process. Stalks are dried. Stalks are bundled up in small bundles. Bundles are hit against hard mud or hard surface. Grains get separated from stalks. 2. Hand picking. It is a process of separating a desired component from rest of the mixture by simple picking. It is usually done when the quantity of components to be separated is less as compared to other components. 3. Winnowing. It is a process of separating husk from grain. It is based on the principle that a lighter component, that is husk, is carried away by wind, and heavier component, that is the grain, would fall vertically down and thus form a heap there. 4. Sieving. Process of separating constituents of a mixture on the basis of their size. Sieving is used to separate chaff from wheat flour. A sieve is used for sieving. 2. Separation of solids from liquids. A. Separation of soluble solids from liquids. The separation of soluble solids from liquids is done as following. Evaporation. The process of converting liquid to its vapor form by heating it above its boiling point is called evaporation. The temperature at which liquid starts boiling is called its boiling point. Sea water or brine solution is separated from dissolved salts by evaporation. B. Separation of insoluble solids from liquids. The separation of insoluble solids from the liquids is done as follows. 1. Sedimentation and decantation. The process of settling down of an insoluble solid in a liquid filled in a container owing to their different densities. That is, sedimentation is used for separation of sand from water. Layer of solid material that settles down is called as sediment. Decantation is the process of separating clear liquid at the top by leaving the sediment behind. 2. Filtration. The process of separating the insoluble solids from a liquid by using a filter is called filtration. The sieve used in the filter to clear the liquid from any mixture is the filtrate, and the solid particles are separated on top of filter equipment. We collect the liquid in any pot. It is used for separation of tea leaves from tea. Critical thinking. Some rock are also formed by the process of sedimentation. These are called sedimentary rocks. They are formed by sediment that is deposited over time, usually as layers at the bottom of lakes and oceans. 3. Loading. It is a process of increasing the rate of sedimentation of insoluble solid by addition of chemical in it. For example, addition of alum allows clay particles to combine with each other, thus increasing their sedimentation rate. 4. Centrifugation. It is a process of sedimentation of a mixture by use of a machine called centrifuge. As a rule, heavier particles settle down and lighter ones remain at the top. 3. Separation of liquids from liquids. A. Separation of miscible liquids can be done by distillation. It is a process of separation of liquids on the basis of their different boiling points. The liquid which boils first is condensed using a condenser and recollected in another vessel. B. Immiscible liquids can be separated by means of a separating funnel with a stopper, as shown. Critical thinking. Centrifugation is commonly used in dairy industry. It was first invented in 1804 in order to separate cream from milk. 4. Separating the mixture of sand and salt. Any of the practical methods that you have studied, that is handpicking, sieving, etc., would not be useful for separating this mixture. To separate this mixture, you will have to use more than one method of separation. Start off by taking this mixture in a beaker and add some water in it. After some time, you will see the particles of sand settling down at the bottom. The sand can be separated by decantation. Now you are left with water and salt. Transfer this salt solution to a kettle and heat it. Water will boil and start evaporating. Use a cold metal plate to condense the boiling water and collect it in a beaker. After all the water is evaporated, you will be left behind with salt in kettle and water after condensation is collected in beaker. Thus, you have separated a mixture of salt. Continuous review. An atom is the smallest unit of an element. An element is made up of similar atoms. A compound consists of atoms of two or more elements bound together. A mixture consists of different elements or compounds that are physically mixed. There are different methods of sorting out things. Chromatography is the collective term for a set of laboratory techniques for the separation of mixtures. Saturated solution is one when more of that substance cannot be dissolved.
Like, share and subscribe.